Good afternoon, Mayor, members of the council. My name is Henry Herring. Just a few days ago, the Sacramento Bee ran a story about witness intimidation. And the focus of the story was on a teenage witness who saw his friend get shot. And now it appears that he and his family are reluctant to have him testify because of fears of retaliation. And the story notes that he was twice ran home, quote, after being run down or chased after by some gunmen. And one of those incidents happened on Stockton Boulevard. And I can just say that this is a serious problem in our society, and it's one of the reasons why I'm running for City Council down in District 5. This is a major breakdown in our society, and it's a city and a county problem. And so hopefully when we tackle this, we won't just look at, the city council, the district attorney and what kind of funding they have to deal with this. This is everybody's problem. I used to work patrol down in the South Sacramento area, and I was a patrolman, and I also worked as a street-level drug enforcement officer. And so I've seen cases like this, and I know the absolute fear that some of these citizens live under in some of these neighborhoods. And I can tell you one case, in one of my open-air drug markets, the people were very fearful because this group of folks, the bad guys, would regularly pace around the cul-de-sac with an AR-15 just to show the folks, that they had that kind of weaponry. And so those folks just lived in fear. And without securing that testimony from people, we won't be able to sustain those prosecutions, and the things are just going to get worse. So I'll just conclude by saying I'm here with two messages. One is for you, Mr. Mayor, and I'm not picking on you, but I hope you will start a public, and I'll underline public, conversation on this very important issue. And lastly, I'll say to the kids and to the families and to the people living in those neighborhoods, I stand here as somebody who cares about the things that you're going through. So thank you.
Thanks, Henry.
My name is Greg Best. It has been 17 years since Mr. Fred Mays and Mrs. Faye Marie Mays donated their historic street clock to the city of Sacramento. An official city landmark since 1982, the clock fell into disrepair following the closure of Mr. Mays' jewelry store in 1998. For the past 12 years, the clock has deteriorated from lack of maintenance and what can only be described as a bureaucratic oversight. A constant presence in downtown Sacramento since the 1920s, the Fred Mays Jewelers Clock is an important part of Sacramento history. The council's recognition of the need for its restoration is greatly appreciated by the community. Once restored, it will add another piece to the puzzle of a revitalized downtown and a world-class city. I would like to take just a moment to introduce and thank members of the community who have been instrumental in working on this project. With us tonight is Mrs. Faye Marie Mays, the widow of Fred Mays, who passed away on April 17, 2006. With her also is her daughter Sandy and husband Jan. Her consultation on this project removed many hurdles and obstacles, and she has been a valuable source of information in learning about the history of the clock. And she's here this evening in the purple. Mr. Alan Osborne, owner of the Art Foundry and Art Foundry Gallery, who has donated much time and energy to help us understand the restoration process, is also here. And Mr. Vince Angel, representing the Sacramento Valley Chapter number 71 and Sierra Nevada Chapter number 65 of the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors, is also here. He and his wife Phyllis, along with the National Association, have been exceedingly helpful in getting this project going. I would also like to thank Councilman Trethewey for his continuing support of this project, and Mr. Dan Roth of the Councilman's office for his hard work and dedication throughout. Special thanks to the Sacramento Heritage Incorporated, without whose Historic Places Grant Fund this project would not have been possible. In addition, city staff is to be commended for their can-do attitude and commitment. I'd like to thank Leslie Fritchie and her staff in Economic Development, Marcia Iman and her staff of Archivists and Curators, Pat Johnston, Lisa Prince, Dylan McDonald, Rebecca Crowder, and Carson Hendricks. Jerry Way and all the folks at the Department of Transportation who have really gone above and beyond for us. Cheryl Patterson from the City Attorney's Office, Michael Alt and his staff at the Downtown Sacramento Partnership, and coincidentally, Mr. Alt, when the clock was last restored in 1993, coordinated that effort, and he was a huge help on this project. I understand now why he was reluctant to get involved. Finally, I would like to especially thank Roberta Deering and her staff, mostly for tolerating me, but more for ultimately coordinating and guiding everyone to where we are today. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anyone, although that doesn't seem likely, and if no one has any questions, I'll simply say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Trethewey.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Bess. We really do have to put the largest thank you to you. You know, downtown is changing, both big and small, and this is a small, big thing that's changing. It's part of the busiest street in downtown Sacramento, and it's been sitting out there for how many years, not ticking away for us. It's an icon of our past, and when it gets back restored, it'll be an icon for our future. And Mr. Bess is a graduate student in liberal arts at Sacramento State, and about a year ago, I think he called my office, and him and Dan Roth and all the others that he's acknowledged have put together a terrific effort, a real Sacramento-led effort with the Foundry involved and the Sacramento Valley chapter of the National Association of Clock and Watch Collectors. I think you might have left them out. All need to be thanked, and it's just really nice to have Mrs. Mays and her family here tonight. And I look forward to being with the mayor and others in the near future to have the dedication and watch that clock keep time again. So I'd like to move staff's recommendation for item number 8.
All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any noes and abstentions? Motion passes. So congratulations.
Okay, then.
Okay, we